Hotel California title track to that one. It's coming up on 8 o'clock, Carrie Tigard. If you have to be there at 8, okay, really and truly, if you want to get honest, you're a minute late. I won't tell if you won't tell. Well, it's Wednesday, so that means that we have Miss Sonia Edwards in from Bryant Insurance. And in this day and age of whoa, hold on a second. In this day and age of social media, I didn't really realize that, things can happen where you might need insurance. What's up with that, Sonia?
Well, yeah, I had somebody ask me the other day, and I thought it'd be good to talk about. And I always want to start by saying I'm talking in very broad terms, and if you have specific questions, we want you to talk to us. But we've always, as people, been subject to being accused of libel, slander, that kind of thing.
Right.
But with the internet, it's added a whole new level.
I am sure.
Yeah.
I am so sure.
And so, say, for example, that you have a blog, and you write something on your blog, and it's a personal blog. I'm talking about personal stuff right now, not business. That's a different section altogether. And there's still issues with that, too, but we're talking about personal. If you write a blog, and you accidentally say something that somebody accuses you of, like you broken privacy or, just whatever they could accuse you of. The question was, do I have insurance to cover that? That was a question that somebody asked me. And so I thought we'd talk about that. And first of all, again, we're talking personal. And if you have just a plain homeowner's policy without any endorsements, no, you're probably not going to have any coverage. But there's an endorsement, and this endorsement's been around for a long time, and it's just evolved because of the media thing, but it's called personal injury. And it's available on homeowners and tenant homeowners, and it's if your company offers it, I would highly recommend you add it. It usually costs less than $25.
Oh, that's affordable.
It's very inexpensive.
Okay, but give me an example of something like someone, like if you blog about cooking and someone gives you their grandma's recipe and you use it, can that be liable?
It depends on, and the question if you're liable or not is really going to be what happens if they do sue you, and that's a legal question. But the question is, if that happens and you have to defend it, is your insurance company going to help you defend it?
Right.
And so, the example, I had one that I saw was that, they said that there's been a 216% increase on libel lawsuits and blog posters, just like Yelp, Angie's List, those where people say bad things about,
I didn't even think of that.
And then there was a Georgia man who was sued for $2 million because he wrote a blog about a local government employee. So, there's all kinds of stuff that people do. They're sitting there behind their computer. They don't mean to, they're mad maybe. They post something in anger, which you should never do. But regardless, that person's like, I'm suing you. You can't do that. So that's where the personal injury.
So they hold the person liable and not Angie's List.
Well, yeah, because it was the person that. And I'm not saying Angie's List isn't liable. I'm just saying that's
right.
But that's the business side of it, and on the personal side of it, the person that wrote the review, you're putting yourself out there. Now, whether they could get very far with the lawsuit, who knows? But I don't want to have to go hire a lawyer and pay them to defend that. No. And that's where if you do have coverage on your homeowner's policy for personal injury, then your insurance policy will pay for the defense.
But isn't that really the purpose of, Care.com or Angie's List to say whether or not you did?
It is, but I think sometimes the things that people say are carried too far because you can write whatever you want to. Right. And so you need to be careful. Are you reviewing the business? Are you making a slant at a person there and calling them by name and saying things that may be not true about them? that kind of thing. Sure. So it's because of the freedom to say what you want. Well, we're all free to say what we want, but we may have repercussions. So again, in the personal injury endorsement on the homeowner's policy covers things like libel, slander, wrongful eviction. Say if you have a rent house and you wrongfully evict somebody, that's where that would come in. So it's a good endorsement to have anyway. So cheap. Everybody's probably sitting there thinking, I'm never going to do any of that stuff she's talking about. Well, for $25, it's probably a good thing.
Right.
And so and so just talk to your insurance agent, call us, and we'll go over what all personal injury. And there was another thing that brought into this. If you have a minor child living in your home, you don't even know what they're posting to social media, and somebody could sue you. And so, and that's another thing where this endorsement would pick up. Now, it's not going to, there's exclusions. It's not just we'll pay for everything. So if you do something intentionally, if you violate, a law, intentionally, there's going to be exclusion. But if your child, you could be sued for something your child does, and so it's just, there's a lot of things that can happen. So the important thing is, I think we should all be careful what we say, what we put on social media, because nobody wants a lawsuit. But I would recommend, whether you think you have the exposure or not, talk to your homeowner's agent about personal injury endorsement on your home.
Especially if you have kids, because they do tend to go off,
Yeah, and it's just,
and they're minors, and
Right. So yeah, that's the really what I want to bring home today is just get that endorsement on your homeowner's policy, or at least ask about it and find out what all it covers, because it's so cheap, and and it's the defense. That's the thing. Even if you never did anything, you still have to defend it.
Right.
And it costs money to defend it.
Man, you always bring up so many interesting facts I never even knew.
Well, that's the thing, is that it's a new day every day, and things happen, and people ask me questions all the time. So that's what's asked of me. So I'm going to give you our information. If you want to come see us, you can call us at 940-549-2525. You can come visit us on the second floor of the Sierra Bank Building downtown, or visit us on the web at www.bryanins.com.
Awesome. Okay, you got me thinking.
Thank you.
Thinking. All right, Sonia, thank you. Bryan Insurance, there, like she said, in the Sierra Bank. Appreciate you coming in. Always a pleasure.
Thank you.